Good morning. It is 3/28/2024. It's time for Pivot Point Live. Tracy,
Boom.
how you doing?
Okay, so you said it.
Boom.
3/20.
We're late. We're late, dude. We're late.
2024, 27 this day. My wife.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. I heard you. I just my ears are a little funky. I heard you say buried my wife. I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want
Oh
that
no,
on
Mary.
social media. Married. So yeah, cool. Congratulations. Happy anniversary.
No, we got married 27 years ago today. So today's a big day for us.
Awesome. Congrats. Thank you for
Yes,
spending your anniversary with me. I appreciate the commitment. So that's great. You're frozen up.
Are you ready for it? Oh, am I coming back in? Oh, thank you so much for the comments coming in. Happy anniversary. I appreciate that. Can you hear me, Paul?
I can hear you now. You're kind of blipping in and out.
Uh-oh. Let me make an adjustment here. Okay. So it should be okay now.
Okay.
Paul, I have a question.
Sure.
So, Paul, I want a landing page, but I don't know what one is. What is a landing page?
What is a landing page? Wow. So I think a lot of people get confused with landing pages. Actually,
Absolutely.
They think it's a website. And when I say landing page, it's kind of funny. Is what they come back with is another page on their website, and so I think first let's define. A landing page is defined. Oh God, you're going to hear me say it again. By the outcome you're looking for. What's your outcome?
I almost knew. So, I was convinced we were on there.
Yeah. So
I love it.
So we really need to think about the outcome we're looking for. Right. So let's think about this. We'll use your business for an example today, since we're doing that. So
I love using my business for an example.
Yeah. So you run a coaching business. You get your clients by inspiring them and getting them sign up for some time with you to help reorganize and readjust their business, right? To get them producing more output revenue with less input, hard, heavy lifting work. So, and you have a website, it's got all your stuff on it. You got, programs and products and all of that stuff, and they can click around and kind of go shopping. So a website is like a grocery store, right? It's like you got all this stuff and you got it all stacked up on the shelves, and people walk through and they go, oh, do I want that? Or do I want that? Oh, I'm a little confused here. I don't know if I want that. Do I want the gluten-free spaghetti noodles, or do I want the semolina noodles? What am I going to do? I'll pick both up packages and I'll look at everything, and then I'll set everything down. And I go, no, I think I want fish tonight. And then I'll go to the fish. That's a website, right? It's a place where all your stuff is. It makes you kind of real out there in the ether, but they tend to be very confusing, or they tend to offer too many choices, and people bounce around them, and then they go look somewhere else if they didn't get the perfect taste of what they want. And some people buy. Websites tend to have low conversion rates, and you have to have them. And then there's the landing page. So I look at the landing page like that's my direct salesman, right? So I've got my grocery store and I've got a product I really think is going to sell, but I need to separate it for itself because it fits a certain person. Using the spaghetti example, it fits, the Italian cook who wants to make spaghetti and meatballs. And I've got the best spaghetti in the world. It's like
Mm.
it's this magic stuff. So what I'm going to do is instead of keeping it on the shelf, I'm gonna grab a cart, a presentation type cart, and I'm gonna go drag that sucker with a bunch of this spaghetti out in front of the store, outside of the store in the parking lot. I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to put like the local most famous chef in the world, and he's going to be out there hand making spaghetti and meatballs, right? And every person that comes in gets a whiff of that spaghetti and meatballs and likes Italian food is going to walk over that cart and go, "What are you doing?" Right? So there's nothing else for them to look at. All they can do is see and smell spaghetti and meatballs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Understood.
that person's going to come in. They got nothing else to look at. They're going to taste the spaghetti and meatballs, and then they're going to buy those noodles, and they're going to buy the accompanying. And then I'm going to upsell them to my world famous pasta sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what they need. Oh, by the way, on that, I'm going to also package it. I'm going to upsell it to my handmade meatballs. So now they've got full dinner right there on the cart. They don't have to go to the store. They buy it from me and turn around, go back to their car, head home, and the family's having the best spaghetti and meatball dinner there is. That's the page.
Mm. I love that illustration, and I'm going to borrow or steal that illustration. That's beautiful. When you were telling me that, I couldn't help but think about my last trip to Sam's on a Friday. Because Sam's on a Friday, you go into Sam's. It's not grocery store, but you're buying in bulk. But you're going through, and basically all the choices are laid out for you, and there's just so much to look at. And then at the end, over in the grocery side, at the end, they're going to have direct salespeople. Hey, would you like to try a sample? Would you like to? So you have this complimentary thing. And then like, hey, this is down on aisle or whatever. So like I've seen a lot of landing pages that'll offer something for free. Hey, click my link below and get my free sample. And then when you get that sample, a follow-up email hits your inbox about where you can buy the main deal, the whole program. And not just if you like the sample, you're going to love, cooking this up for your own family. That's a great, great illustration. So let me ask you this. So when I think about like business cards, maybe a business phone, if it's a brick and mortar, a business address, a business post office, whatever it is, a business website. I think of like Me Too marketing. Like when you go out and say like, it used to be a big deal. Like, oh, I've got a website. What? You got a website? Wow. Now it's Me Too. You got business cards? Yeah, me too. So with a landing page, which is more important? If I don't have either one, let's suppose I'm starting a brand, I'm a startup, and I'm thinking, I know, but landing pages are my direct sales, but I also have to have, like you talked about last time, that proof of concept, that like validation, like something that's saying like I'm real. You mentioned the word real on this episode. I don't know which to choose. Do I build a landing page or do I build a website and then I have a landing page? Paul, what do I do?
So once again, I'm going to go back to outcomes, right? What am I looking to accomplish is always the question I'm going to ask. When you think about landing pages, for your business, going back to originally, what's most important to you? What do you want in your business, Tracy? What really drives your business? How do you close customers? What do you need? What do you need? So what you want is new customers, right? Am I right? Am I assuming correctly?
Yep.
Okay, great. All right,
you are
great. So
correctly.
Then the question is, what do I need to do to get them, right? What tools do I need? And then we get back to the landing page. So what's the most important thing for you thinking about your business that you get to get a new customer? Going from, them being a suspect out in the internet to becoming a prospect. What is that conversion for you?
Yeah, so I'm like, for my business, I want to give them some element of value in order for them to like see, oh man, this is the real thing. I don't know if they need more information. I'd like to give them something that they need. Like you said, so I need more customers. What do I need to get those customers? I think I need to give them something that they can say, hey, this is no strings attached. This is a complimentary gift. This is something I'm going to give you that's going to really add value to your business.
That's a tactic. That's a technique, but it doesn't answer my question. My question is, what do you need to convert them from a prospect to a customer?
Well, I mean, I think I need a sales team.
You need an appointment, right? Wouldn't an appointment so that you can talk to them and close them on the thing. So you need an appointment. So you need your prospects to come in and set an appointment with you so that you can, deliver the final messaging to convert them from a prospect to a customer. Would that be a good assumption?
Okay, yeah. So, and I've seen those. Hey, schedule your appointment here on a website.
So,
and they don't seem like they convert.
Yeah, I'm acting as your consultant right now, right? So I'm going, okay, great, Tracy. You need an appointment. Okay, so that's an outcome. I need my landing page to convert somebody that's out in the world into an appointment. So the outcome for my landing page, I need appointments. That's what I need. The tool I need to get more customers is appointments. Okay, now what I want to do is build a landing page that converts prospects to appointments. So I'm going to take all that wonderful messaging that Tracy has and put that out on the internet, and I want them to link to a landing page. Now let's define a landing page. A landing page is a web page with a very specific singular purpose. In your case, an appointment. We want to convert them to appointment.
Agree.
So then I need to think about my messaging. I need to think about how this landing page is going to operate. I need some value, to your point, to put out there that's going to bring them to the landing page. So me and Tracy, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a free webinar. All right. To your point, you're giving stuff for free. I'm going to do a free webinar.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a landing page, and I need to do a business deal. I call this the very first business deal in the relationship. I need to do an exchange with them. What I want is I want a name and email address so that I can market to them. And in exchange for that, I'm going to give them a free webinar. What am I doing?
Based on something that we know.
I'm defining the mechanics of my landing page.
Okay.
So now I've filmed this fabulous webinar, and then I've filmed an introduction video for my landing page. So now I've got a singular landing page with one video that, thanks for coming to my landing page. We're giving away this free webinar. It starts in 30 minutes, and we're going to talk about this, this, and this, and this is what you're going to get out of it, and blah, blah, blah. If you give me your name and email address, put it in here. I'll send you an email link to the landing page or to the webinar, excuse me. And then that is going to go into, and if they say, yeah, I want to see Tracy because he's got some valuable information to give me, they put in their name and email address. And then they go to the next page. Everyone calls it a thank you page. Technical term is a bridge page. Okay. And on that bridge page, I'm going to say, hey, thanks for getting the webinar. The link to the webinar is coming in your email. I'm going to email them the link to the webinar. I'm not going to give it to them on the bridge page. Why am I going to do that? Because I want to validate the email address that they gave me is correct. It's real. I don't want to give them the stuff for free and not get my part of the deal. Okay? Because we made a business deal. You said you want to see my webinar, and I want your email address. So we're going to make that exchange. If you give me a fake email address, you're a thief. You're stealing the content, man. Okay. So that bridge page may have another offer on it. It says, hey, thanks for the webinar. We emailed that to you. By the way, we appreciate getting your email address and your name. What we want to offer you is a free 30-minute discovery call with Tracy one-on-one. completely free.
Mm-hmm.
If you click this link, it's going to go to a scheduling, and you can schedule a 30-minute meeting with Tracy one-on-one to meet the man. All right.
I love it.
So let's talk about a little bit more mechanics. They decide, no, I don't want to meet with Tracy right now. I just want to see the webinar. What do we have? We have their name and email address. So now we're going to build what's called a nurturing campaign based on that email address to get them to go back and schedule that appointment.
Mm-hmm. How many emails would be required for a nurturing campaign?
It depends. You know, one of those things is once you have an email address, you have it for life. You can market to them. The opt-out, yeah, I mean, obviously with opt-out and all that stuff. 12 is a nice number for me before I put them in a different program and market to something else to them. I want to get them while they're hot. I want to get them, you know, I'm gonna filter that in. I want to know, I want to build my webinar, my evergreen, so it knows who's come and watched it, so I can change the marketing. You know, there's two different tracks there, because if they come and watch the video that they've scheduled to watch, then there's going to be a thank you track and another track that goes to scheduling the appointment, because the ultimate goal of this whole thing is to schedule that appointment. And there'll be multiple tracks. But what I want to instill is the message congruency. Back to the spaghetti. I know the market. I know how they smell and how they eat. I want to provide them what they smell and eat so I can convert them based on what they want or what they need. I'm going to stop there.
Okay, so this is what I've learned. This is what I've learned so far, and this is just a summary. And by the way, guys, I'm half pretending that I don't know what I'm talking about, but then there's another half of me that's true. Paul is guiding me, and by the way, giving me great illustrations that I've never heard before about the grocery store one. That is brilliant. I love that. That's a great way to explain it. So I find out, okay, I know what I need. The outcome that I need is I need to really get in front of decision makers. Is really what I need, because they're the ones that are going to be able to say yes or no. But I understand I may have to go through a general manager in order to get to the owner and so forth. So I know I need a lead, and a lead for me would be probably likely to be a general manager. Okay, so they're in the position that can get me in front of the owner. So I know I need leads. What do I need to be able to get them? What could they use? I know they could use how to increase their revenues, but that might be a little bit too vague. So I'm going to niche that down to a messaging that really, really speaks to them and gives them like a big claim. Like, you can increase by 7% in 30 days doing these things. I've got those secrets in this webinar that I'm going to be pitching out to you, but I want to schedule an appointment ultimately. So when they click on that, they're now in that system. I send them the email, right? Just to say, hey, thank you so much. So a bridge page. I send them the email. Thank you so much. You're going to get a follow-up email. And that's just to verify that is indeed a true email, correct?
I'm with you. I'm with you so far.
Okay. Now they get the next email, and it's got the link to go to the webinar. They've been on the webinar. They went through my page. They're like, man, okay, I can see how this can be. And now I'm going to begin this nurturing campaign to get them further to come a little bit. They've already made a transaction with me, and the first transaction was not the webinar. The first transaction was them clicking on the link and saying, here's my name, here's my email. They've transacted with me. I gave them access. So there's a good exchange. We're both honest people here. They said that they'd give me this, and I said that I'd give them this. Transaction's done. Now they're in my pipeline. Now I'm nurturing them for, I don't know, 12. It could be a 6-month campaign, but it takes, 12 peppered in there, 1 3 days, 1 7 days, 1 20 days, scattered out like that, just nurturing them and keep them in the pipeline. Okay. So here's another question, like coming back to the beginning. So let's suppose somebody understands this and they're like, man, okay, I get it. I've seen it laid out. I think Jeff Walker, he has, and by the way, if you guys don't know Jeff Walker, Google him up. but he has a series of all of these, and he still does like a lot of email campaigns, and he lays it all out in pictures. I want to know, Paul, I understand the concept of a landing page. Where do I put one? Like if I go back to like, is there like a place where it's like landing pages are us, where I can just kind of like, oh, that's where I am. Like, do I go back to that grocery store and say, where's the aisle for the landing pages? How do I get one of those things that I can do? And then I got to build one. And like, I'm a solopreneur, Paul, and I know a little bit. I'm like a B+ in technology. I think I could figure it out with YouTube, but Paul, where would you advise me to start?
Yeah, so there's that's so funny. I'm sorry, that was great. So there's lots of places to do this. You can do it on your own web platform if you're technically up to it, but a lot of integrations if you have a CRM. And I also want to say, this isn't just for services. I know we highlighted your coaching services, but the example that I provided was a product, right? And we're doing that right now. So the key is where you put it. There's services out there like ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is a great one because they really teach you how to do it if you're a solopreneur. But there's a ton out there. I don't care which one. You got Kajabi if you're doing information products. There's just so many landing page services out there that kind of template and walk you through them. Just do a Google search and you can find. I don't recommend any because they all generally do the same thing.
Okay.
Some have better interfaces than other, or more intuitive interfaces than others, but I'm not going to get into that. So do who you want. I'm not marketing for anyone today. So you want to go find out one of those services. You can do it on WordPress or any of that stuff. The key is though to figure out the outcome you want. Do you want to sell something? Do you want to schedule an appointment? Do you want to understanding those outcomes? Do you want to sell product? Do you want to find people to sell your product? That could be a different landing page, right? You're trying to find affiliate marketers and you're on CJ Affiliates, but you want to do some marketing out for people to sell your product. You can do that with a landing page. Singular. The idea here is a singular purpose. You got to figure out what that purpose is going to be so that you can convert people from the point of not knowing you to knowing you and want to work with you or buy from you.
Okay. One
and
thing is
a question here says, how important is the landing page for conversion? Well, I think that goes to our original statement. It's the salesman that's out in the internet selling to very specific people. Mm-hmm. It is like primary. Yeah. I want to say it is primary to the web page. So web page is secondary. Landing pages with singular messages, congruent messaging, all the way from the point where you find the suspect to the point where you turn them into a prospect. Mm-hmm. And a suspect is basically everybody out there. A prospect is someone you have engaged with that has some level of interest in your product or service.
Yeah, Paul, I think of the website and the landing page. What I've often coached people through is the website's kind of like a glass door, a glass front to your building, and like the website's meant to for attraction and information. And then the landing page itself is meant for conversion. So I see this glass. I'm walking down the city streets in downtown, and I see this shop. It just catches my eye, and it says something about a product that I might be interested in. As soon as I walk in that glass front, now there's somebody. Hey, welcome in. What can I get you information on? Or how may I serve you today? What are you looking for? What'd you come in for? So this is this landing page. And then if it would be that would, or maybe that would be more like a funnel. It's that salesperson saying, well, actually I came in for blue jeans. Excellent. These blue jeans right here are the top sellers right here. They've got, and they go into this whole thing.
Yeah. It'd be more like, this is the blue jeans store. All we carry is blue jeans. The only choice you have to make is what size. In fact, we only carry Levi blue jeans. All you need to do is make the choice. We don't have anything
Yeah.
else.
So getting
We
down
are
singular purpose.
this is blue jeans.
Okay, I got you.
It's a
I
singular
like
purpose.
that.
There's no other selections. There's no other buttons to click. There's no about us. It's all right there and designed to convert you from a prospect to a customer, or from a suspect to a
Love
prospect.
it. Love it.
Right.
Okay, so then I
Okay.
got the messaging. I understand the concept. Okay, so I got the landing page down. I understand what it's meant to do and what it's about. I now know where I can go for services. I could Google up and search, then just kind of pick and choose which one has better templates that can walk me through it and everything. Okay, so I know how to do that, and I can build this thing. I got my video done. I've got that lead magnet or whatever that's going to draw people and magnetize them into it. What are some tips that you would suggest, as far as, like, one you were just talking about, which kind of put it in my mind? Keep it simple. Like you said, no more buttons. We only sell Levi's, and all you got to do is determine what size you want shipped to your door. So
Right.
what would be some other tips?
Well, look at your messaging. Is it congruent all the way through from your messaging out on, the ether, the internet, your advertising, Facebook, Google ads, whatever? Is it congruent with the landing page? Is it right? The call out. Are you calling out the person you serve? Are back to the problem you solve and who you solve it for? Are you calling out the who you solve it for? Are you speaking in problem language so that they identify with you in your advertising? And are you congruent with your messaging on your landing page, congruent with your messaging on your bridge page, in your webinar, in your introduction video, and in your final conversion? And then there's upsells and all that good kind of stuff. I talked about spaghetti. Are you upselling the sauce? Are you upselling the meatballs? Right. So you gotta it's great that you got the spaghetti, but it's going to taste better with sauce and the full package, like with the meatballs. Man, you gotta have the meatballs.
Second money. And we didn't even talk about Parmesan to put on it. And by the way, if you go ahead and do these and these and these, we'll go ahead and throw you the thing of Parmesan, our premium blend Parmesan. We'll throw that in for free.
Yeah. So keep it simple, but start out with what you need your conversions to be. You need to understand the first business deal. Is your messaging strong enough to get them? Is it worth it? This is what goes on in their mind. Is it worth it for me to open myself up to be marketed to? Because I know that as soon as I give them my email address, I'm going to get a bunch of emails. I know they're going to do it. So now I like, what is this messaging? Is this message and this webinar worth it for me to give you my coveted email address?
Right.
Because I'm opening myself up. I got to open up. So it's got to be, you got to have something that's going to make me want to deal with another company that's marketing to me.
Okay. So I'm thinking the tips would be keeping it simple, keeping it congruent, speaking to your target avatar, adding another offer at the back end of it. Like, what more could you do? Like, after you kept it simple, it's one thing they chose, but then there's also this, but also you would like to have this, you'd like to have this planner that goes along with it, or you'd like to have this great ink pen that goes along, whatever they added onto it. And then the messaging, having the messaging correct. Would there be any, like, what have you seen, maybe as we kind of wrap this one up, what have you seen that people do often with the landing page that is a barrier to their outcomes, that gets in the way?
I think too many upsells. I think what I've seen is too many upsells. You need to keep congruent. Like I've watched people back out of a purchase or call in to cancel the purchase because having 5 upsells is too many.
Yeah. Is 2
Okay.
a target? I've heard that 2 is a great target. Like, hey,
Yeah,
look,
and that's the thing is, again, you have to pay attention to what the outcome is, and not you know you're going to have opportunity once you get them as a customer to upsell them on more. I'm not sure that building it. I think some people get too aggressive with trying to turn a $99 purchase into a $1,500 purchase.
Mhm.
Right? Too many upsells. It's like, dude, now you're just scamming me.
Mhm.
Okay,
Well,
so
I got
depending on the product or service, you want to make sure that you're, simple is better. Keep it simple, stupid, kiss,
yeah.
and make it easy for the customer to buy, and don't create a scenario where they get post purchase depression.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I only wanted that product. Why does he got to add this? Like, come on, just get me to my cart. Just I want to get out of here.
But I mean, ultimately, I want to walk away today, um, you know, with a clear understanding of the difference between landing pages and websites, and how to get the initial. It's the first one that's the hardest. So keep it really simple. No
Mhm.
upsells. Get the landing page. Ensure that your message is getting through by spending a tiny amount of money on advertising and seeing what the conversion ratios are.
Mhm.
Then starting to adjust your messaging to get better conversions. Understand understand what your target conversion is, and then once you kind of get there, that's when you put the gas on and you start. Don't just build a landing page and throw out a bunch of money for advertising until you're sure what your message is.
Mhm.
That your message is resonating with your target audience.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I got a bonus that I want to give everybody, and I think this is a very powerful question. Where to populate our post a landing page is very important to understand in relationship to these upsells. So if they come onto my website, obviously they're there, right? They're in my store. I mean, it's a great opportunity for, hey, listen, you wanted these blue jeans. We just got these in too. You got your size and everything. We got these great Levi belts also, or like anything in connection with that, that Levi's, or this ball cap or whatever, or this T-shirt that says Levi's or whatever. That I'm a proud owner of Levi's. That's all I wear, whatever it is. So they come into the store, you can give those more upsells. But if it's a landing page that's posted on like social media and people are going through it really, really fast, is there a different strategy that you use when maybe it's the same landing page, but maybe no upsells? Is there, like, wherever you choose to post, can you speak in anything into that about where to post these landing pages? Where do you populate? I see some landing pages on social media, and it's really simple. It's very quick because usually the buyer is fast. Do you notice anything
Are
like
you talking about posting the messaging to get them to the landing page?
Yes,
Because you
exactly. The
can't
link.
build a landing page on social media. You got to link them out of
Okay,
social.
you build the landing page and then
You're-
you put messaging there to
right.
draw.
You advertise and bring them into, again, that's your target market, right? That's the messaging that you need to do. If you're selling spaghetti, you want to go to, groups that are talking about Italian cooking, right? And get in there and get in the conversation so that you can go bring them back to the landing page. That's why it's the sales guy. It's that advertising is trying to catch that messaging. So that's where the congruent messaging is important. And to the point earlier of making sure that message resonates, because if it doesn't resonate, it's not going to convert, right? Problem language. I really have problems cooking Italian food. I always, I just can't make a great sauce, and my meatballs suck. It says your meatballs suck. We've
Yeah.
got, it's got to resonate in problem language with your target market.
Okay. Love it. Love it. Thank you, Paul. It's been very, very good and very informative today. And likely I'll be able to share this episode with a lot of my clients that are asking the same question: what is a landing page? Or do I need a landing page? Oh, I have to have a landing page. Well, recognizing once again, we've come to the bottom: outcomes. What do you want to get from this?
Figure your outcomes, build your landing pages. Landing pages will change your business. They will change your revenue. They will up your revenue big time. All right.
Love it. Thank you,
for
Paul.
coming to another Pivot Live. That's great.
Yes, sir.
Good call. All right. We will see you next week.